I don't think we know a lot about you as a kid. There are probably people who assume that in the cradle you had a hairdresser and your nails coiffed or whatever they do to nails. And it wasn't that, but it was somewhere between that and a Charles Dickens
Yes.
childhood, from what I know.
It was a very bizarre childhood. It's strange. I was much of a daydreamer, didn't stay, the moment I found out that there were movies, that's kind of my mind was like focused,
Mm-hmm.
and when I was a very small girl, I thought I was an angel.
Literally?
Yes, I really literally thought that I was an angel. Then, I had very many strange thoughts like that, and somehow I could just never get into regular thinking. It was just too boring. Didn't like school very much. Wasn't very popular at all. I just wasn't into it. I was kind of into thinking about what I would be when I grew up.
And it wasn't the typical home scene, was it? Wasn't your father
I never met my
on the
father
road
until
a
I
lot,
was
or-
11.
What?
My mother was divorced from him when I was 2, and then I never met him until I was 11.
Ah. What's that like? I can't imagine that. Is it awkward? Do you...
Yes, I was kind of interested in meeting him,
Mm-hmm.
and that sounds bizarre, but when you've never known someone, you don't have great emotional ties, and when I saw him, I could see why my mother looked at me strangely sometimes, because I'd never even seen a picture of him. And my mother, I'd get a certain expression on my face, and my mother would look at me for a minute longer, And when I met him, I realized why, because my father and I looked very much alike, and everybody in my family is blonde except me. Now even my children are blonde, and I was wondering where I came from, because no one really looked like me in my family. And then I met my father, and I realized, that was the person that I really looked like.
Were you cordial? Or was it...
Well, he had $40 alligator shoes on, and I was just amazed that someone could spend that much money on a pair of shoes. That was my first, I looked at him, I said, God, those are beautiful, and he said, yes, they're alligator. That's a strange thing to say to your father, but it seemed to be appropriate at the time.
Did you feel you looked like him when you saw him?
Yes, I did. I knew, he walked in the door, and I knew that I looked like him. He was very dark. He's very dark. He is from Turkey, and everybody else in my family is very fair.
I think it'd be more like meeting an uncle or something, really, than a parent.
I remember that my mother had my hair done for it, so I thought this must be something, because I think I'd only had my hair done 2 times in my life, And I was real excited about it. And then I met him, and I didn't really know what to say. We just talked for a little while, and we kind of became friends.
I read I think I did, a fascinating thing about you, where you thought, as a kid,
I know
that you
you're
were
gonna
put on
say-
Earth with a certain destiny.
Well, I
Is
thought I
this
had
what
2.
is this what
First,
you
I
thought
thought,
it was?
no, I thought you were going to say something about Mount Rushmore, which you didn't, which now I probably will have to say later. But
Okay. I know that. But
you know that one,
I
yes.
love that.
I was doing a radio show, and this guy said off the radio, he was very nice. He has an English accent. He does television in Los Angeles, but I don't remember what his name is right now. Anyway, he said, I won't ask you this on the air because it's so embarrassing. He said, and I know it's probably not true, but did you really think that Mount Rushmore was a natural phenomenon? And I said, yes, I did.
Michael Jackson?
Yes, it was Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
So my sister said, Cher, you're real sweet, but that's real dumb. Don't ever tell anybody that you thought.
If a joke writer wrote that, it would be a brilliant joke. She's so dumb, she
Yeah,
thought Mount Rushmore
yes.
was a natural phenomenon.
Yeah. I also thought that the moon was the backside of the sun, and was very upset when we were having eclipses because I didn't know what the hell was happening,
The moon isn't the backside of the sun?